Hi, thank you for joining me today. This is J.R. Floyd, Conversations with J.R. Floyd. I hope today that you are good, well, mind, soul, and body. Before I get into today's topic, I would like to thank Kendra. Kendra, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Your support is deeply appreciated. I also would like to say thank you to my family for their love and their support and their encouragement. It goes a very, very long way. Oh, that's JoJo. You know, JoJo always like to sneak a little peek over my shoulder whenever I'm sitting on my couch talking. Today's background music is Whitney Houston's soundtrack to The Preacher's Wife. I always thought that this was a really, really good soundtrack. So this is what you're hearing in the background, Whitney Houston's soundtrack to The Preacher's Wife. So today's segment is about 3 relationship topics that Tatiana Sanchez sent to me from Rockaway, New York. Please keep in mind again, I am not a relationship expert, nor am I a guru, nor am I a psychologist. These are just topics that I like to talk to people about, that I hear people talking about every day and engaging in conversation. And my thoughts, I just share my thoughts openly with you. The first topic is in-laws and their position in a couple's life. I'm just going to tell you that whether it's a long-term relationship, whether it's marriage, the relationship is between the two people, okay? And that's how it should be kept. In-laws, your position in the relationship is outside of the relationship, okay? Your love, your support, your experience, and your guidance is needed, especially if they're a young couple, but only when asked. Only when you see the couple struggling, heading in a place where you feel that you can help. Do not be nosy, asking questions, spreading gossip about the couple. Your position is to love, support. It's a big extended family. Both families, 1 and 2, come together as one. But your position should be the outside of the relationship, okay? Mothers, you're hanging on to those boys, mama boys. Dads, you're hanging on to that princess. You have to let go. They have engaged in this relationship and they have accepted this person into their life. And you need to step back and be loving and be supportive from the outside. Your advice, your love, and your guidance should only be shared when asked. Couples, from the beginning, set a healthy boundaries when it comes down to in-laws, and stop running outside of your relationship, your partnership, your marriage, whatever you want to call it, and telling your business to your in-laws and everyone else. Talk to your spouse. The second topic that she wanted me to talk about is, what is the role of women in the marriage relationship when she is financially dependent on her spouse? That's a hard one for me to talk about because I don't know what the role of a woman is. But I'm going to tell you what I've heard and what I know and what I've experienced. And what I've heard, what I know and what I experienced, I've heard people say, women say how they feel diminished. Their role has been diminished because they cannot contribute financially to the household for whatever the situation is, and for whatever reason she has become financially dependent on her spouse. I've heard that they feel powerless. I've heard that money is being tracked, their spending is being tracked. They are being questioned about what they need money for. Money is a very tricky and powerful thing in a relationship. So I really don't have any true answers for that. I think that it's just something that a couple needs to sit down and talk about and solve on their own. I know from my experience many, many years ago when I was in my 20s and I was financially dependent, not fully, but partly financially dependent on my spouse because I did work part-time. I didn't like it because it just wasn't a good position to be in. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all I have to say about that. I'll do further research on that. The last topic that I'm going to talk about is interracial couples, interracial marriage, and Tatiana even gave me a word, multicultural. Listen, whatever your preference is for dating, or sometimes it just happens. Two people see each other, they like each other, they click, they're from different religious backgrounds, they're from different cultural backgrounds. The differences need to be acknowledged, but the differences doesn't need to be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. The family should understand. Let's be mature about this situation. The world is changing. Couples are changing. People are changing who they interact with. Okay? Society is changing. The families, we need to be of support of these two people who are coming together, share the background information of the couples, and I guess try your best to have a positive balance. One should not overlap the other. This is who the people chose to be with. My family, for example, we are like the United Nations. Let's see, we got Puerto Rican, Dominican, Aruban, we have Antigua, Jamaican, Trinidad and Tobago, and probably a couple of other thrown in there. We embrace. We learn, we understand, we come together for family gatherings. It's beautiful because everybody bring their own dishes, their own language, their own background, and we just get along and try to understand. But one should not be more than the other or lap the other. Families, this is not a time for discourse. It's not a time to try to tear the couple apart, likes and dislikes. You know what? Keep that to yourself. And just support the couple, support the family. Let's embrace one another. We're living in a world today that, everybody's being torn apart by so many little petty things. Let's embrace these differences and these cultures coming together at this time in life when it used to be that it wouldn't be that way. Let's embrace it. That's what I have to say about that. So, Tatiana, I hope that you're watching. And I hope that you share this with the people that you want to share this with. And I'm just going to end today with how I always self-love is the best love, but it's not the only love. Love of family, love of friends. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Today's relationship word is acceptance, and hope to see you for my next segment.